Alright guys, so in this video I'm going to show you how to install or replace a Freehub on the E13 LG, I believe this is the LG1 wheel set, using the, I think the TRS race hub, rear hub. And this comes on a used mountain bike that I bought, and I must say this is a really nice wheel set, aftermarket wheel set, as opposed to what originally came on the bike. The hub just sounds pretty amazing and it rotates nice and true, and it just seems like an overall very well built wheel set. And the reason I'm doing this, changing the Freehub, is this is the E13 micro spline Freehub for the Shimano 12-speed cassette. Okay, so I'm doing a full XT 12-speed upgrade on my specialized stump jumper alloy comp. This is a 2018 year model. Originally it comes with a 11-speed setup. So with the XT 12-speed, obviously the old Freehub is not going to work. But the good thing is the micro spline, or if you have a XD cassette that you want to install on those TRS hubs, it's extremely easy to replace. And in this video I'm going to show you guys how to do that. Okay, so first thing first, we're going to be removing the old cassette. The old cassette is actually held the good old-fashioned way, and you just need to remove it using let's see, the standard cassette remover that you can buy on Amazon. And obviously at the end of the video I'm going to post a picture on where I got all those tools and the necessary tools that you need to service this particular hub. Okay, here you can see it's a nice beautiful XT 12-speed cassette. I think this is 10 to 51 tooth, really nice, really lightweight. This one here, I believe it's a SLX 11-speed, let's see. So let's just go ahead and start removing it. To remove it, as I said, you need the good old-fashioned cassette removal tool. You need a chain whip right here, because you're going to be turning this way counterclockwise, and if you don't have this, the cassette is going to turn with, you know, the tool. And you're just going to find a way to lock it. And of course, you also need a adjustable wrench, okay, because depending on the tool you have, this one, I believe this is a size, what, 10? Yeah, so pretty much get an adjustable wrench that's large enough. Once you have the cassette removal tool. All right, I'm back. This is a much larger wrench compared to the little tiny one. And I think that's gonna give us more leverage when we're doing it. What I usually find also helping is have a pair of really thick gloves. So over here I have a pair of leather gloves that I'm going to put on, so it doesn't hurt when I'm trying to apply some force on that cassette removal tool or the chain whip. Let's see. All right, so once you have everything ready, let's see if I can just do this in front of the camera. All right, turn this way. I'm going to lock it this way. And this thing is for sure going to do its job, I believe. Turn counterclockwise, make sure it's nicely set in there. All right, so, and then I'm going to try. Okay, that's not enough leverage. I'm going to adjust. I'm going to try this way. This is going to give it a really powerful twist. Okay, once I'm going to try to turn. Let's see. Oh, really tight. Someone must have over-tightened this. Let's see. There we go. Okay. All right, so with that loosened, you don't have to use the tool anymore, and you can just use your hand to kind of just unscrew this. Once this cassette cap is off, you can remove everything. It looks pretty dry there, so I'm going to apply some grease before I put everything back on there, just to make sure this wheel set is going to last me longer. All right, so obviously the old cassettes still have plenty of life left. I'm going to clean it, and we're probably just I'm probably just going to sell the old cassette. All right, okay, so I was a little bit confused because it says remove when using XD driver. Obviously, it's still HG hub, but it looks like this thing has kind of like bite itself in the hub, so it's kind of hard to remove. So the moment I start to tear this, layer by layers, it starts to, come off slowly. But it looks like, I'm guessing this Freehub is probably going to have a lot of wear once we remove it and inspect. And you can see it barely actually moves around, especially on this one. So yeah, I think it's about a good time that we actually get this replaced with a proper Shimano micro spline Freehub, to just get a new Freehub so it works just a little bit better, okay? Wow, it's really dry. And there are some branches on here. So obviously the previous owner didn't bother to actually take care of the components. And I like to keep my bike well maintained. So hopefully it's not going to be like this after I start taking care of and taking over the ownership and responsibility of bike maintenance for this bike. I'm just gonna skip over this video because again, it's just tedious work. But once I get this removed, we'll go to the next step, which is removing this this Freehub and putting on the new Freehub. Okay, so I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, guys, I just removed everything. And it's super gritty and sandy and dirty. So look at how dirty it is, like under there. So I'm gonna do a pretty good clean around the area, remove all the dust, and you can see all the mud came off from the hub, just in between the hubs. Okay, super dirty. So do a good cleaning, and I'm gonna try to remove the two sides of the cone. And we should be able to very easily access this Freehub and get it replaced. Checking the wear on the Freehub. Yeah, this Freehub is pretty much done for. It's got lots of bite marks, so they must have ridden this pretty hard. I'm glad I got a new micro spline hub. That's gonna solve this issue, and hopefully it's gonna make shifting just a little bit better, because as is, when I was riding it, it's not shifting that good. So, and I'm thinking this is probably why. And also the previous owner used an incorrect chain. She used a 10-speed chain on an 11-speed cassette or 11-speed group set, which is crazy. Okay, that chain also has stretched beyond its limit. So I think I'm really doing this bike a much needed repair that it's going to transform it into a very nice bike after the upgrade. Okay, so let me clean it first, and then we'll come back and continue with the installation process. Okay, so I did a pretty good clean job, and the next step is removing the existing Freehub HG hub. So you need proper size cone wrench, and for this one, for this LG1 or TRSr hub from E.Thirteen, it's a 17mm cone wrench on one side, and the other side, again, you can use a standard wrench, because the other side, the gap is much larger. So you have a larger gap, you have a larger area to hold on to, and I believe this is the 18mm. You can use a cone wrench for the disc brake side, or you can use adjustable wrench. But for the cone, for this side, for the Freehub side, you definitely need a very thin park tool 17mm cone wrench. This is pretty much required to remove this. Okay, so I believe I'm gonna have to turn this, let's see, counterclockwise. Actually, I didn't even need to use the wrench. It's already loose, so which is crazy. Let's see. And there's a cap on the other side. Let's see if I can show you guys. Yep. So the other side, again, you can use a wrench to hold it. Once we install and tighten it, we're going to be using the wrench again. But over here, as long as you can get it loosened, this thing just spins off and this side is off. And you can probably just pull this end out. And the Freehub also comes out like so. Inspect the interior, which looks to be in excellent condition. I'm going to re-grease the interior. And this Freehub, I don't know. I might sell it for cheap, but the Freehub is gone. I no longer need it because I'm going 12 speed. But again, I'm going to save this axle, of course. All right, so axle's out. And yeah, I was impressed by the E.Thirteen Freehub design. It's nice, stable, true. And obviously this is a consumable part, the Freehub. So I got this out. Let's put the new one in. Let's see. I'm gonna save all the parts to a clean area. I don't want to get the new one to be dirty as well. All right. And there's a dust seal. Hopefully the new thing also comes with a dust seal. This is the old cap over there. Let's unbox this new one. Micro Spline, TRS, LG1. Yeah, so if you guys are looking for a reliable, affordable Freehub or wheel set, I definitely recommend the TRS with the LG1 wheel set setup. So this is a Freehub, brand sparkling new. I'm gonna grease the tooth just a little bit so it doesn't run into issue in the long run. And if we look inside, there are some additional parts, but there were no instructions on how to use those. There are some washers over there. I don't really know what those washers are. Okay. But let's find out. They did give you some really nice, looks like high performance grease. I wish there is an instruction somewhere that could tell me how to install this or where to grease. Otherwise, it will be really hard. Let's see. I'm going to open this grease up. And we'll just grease the interior really quick. And also do a little bit of the preliminary cleaning on the interior or on the edge, so no dirt gets in. I think overall the dust seal is actually doing a fantastic job keeping all the dirt away from getting in here. Okay, yep. So the inside is literally like very, very clean. Just some grease, existing grease in there. No grittiness, nothing else. But I definitely want to make sure this area is as clean as possible. All right, guys, so I went over to the internet and I looked on E.Thirteen website trying to find the correct layout or the diagram for the micro spline Freehub. However, I just cannot find any info, which is crazy. The only info they had is for the XD drive, which I do not have. But according to them, or I looked at the diagram, so I'm just going to show you guys how I'm going to do it. Okay, this is of course the Freehub resting area, and this is your axle. Okay, this end goes in, but before you put anything, before you put the Freehub on there, you'll want to have this dust cap installed, which protects kind of like the how do you call it, the bearings, just like the one on the Shimano HG Freehub. So you put it there to protect the bearing from dust and damage. And they said on the XD Freehub you do not need this, but obviously I don't have an XD to compare, so I'm gonna assume this is the dust cap for the also for the micro spline. And you're gonna put this steel axle in here, go through the micro spline Freehub, and again I already greased everything, so it's nice and pretty much ready to go. And over here there are a few more washers. You have a washer, a cone, and a washer, and all goes here. The last step is all you have to do is align everything and just push it in there. I'm gonna give it a little more grease. Okay, I love grease, and hopefully it could keep this Freehub running just a little bit longer life before I need to buy a new one. Let's see. All right. And I had grease pretty much everywhere. Now let's put it in there. And make sure those pawls is evenly situated in there, so it's gonna hopefully just pop in there without any issue. You have to apply a little extra force to kind of like kick the pawl in. 3 of them all at the same time, which is kind of tricky. Let's see. So you just press and push. There we go. All right. So take a look here. It's not situated all the way in, and it's still kind of exposed a little bit. So I'm thinking my installation is probably incorrect, and I need to figure out where I did wrong, because this area needs to sit exactly, oops, and I lost the washer. It needs to sit very flush with the hub. So let's see if this included washer is what they're asking for. Okay, so this one actually came with the micro spline Freehub, and this one came with HG and XD. So I'm going to try to use this one and see if it's going to work. Maybe this one would actually push it in there nicely. Try one more time. Hopefully it sits in there, then we know we need to use the one included in the packaging to get this installed, not the old one. All right, let's see. So this one looks like it's a perfect fit. Okay. Now everything just sits in there really nicely. All right, this is good. And the noise actually reduced quite a lot, only because I applied some grease or more grease in there. And now we just need to actually tighten the, let's see, the cup on the other side, and show you guys the cup on the other end. So it looks like we actually finished with installing the Freehub. Quite easy. You just need to know exactly what you need to put in there, basically using all the included components that they provided and using the diagram on their website as a reference for the XD to figure out what you need to do for the micro spline. They don't have any instructional video, and this is my first time doing it, and it looks like I did it correctly. So I'm kind of happy. And we're going to go to the other side. And we're going to put the dust cap on there now. One last time with a little extra grease, just to keep moistures and everything out. Okay. All right, dust cap is going to go on there. And it's friction fitted. So all you have to do is simply just push in there. And this dust cap also goes in there. Let's see. And locks it right there. Okay. And the only part we have left is this one, which goes to with the existing HG hub. It does look like there is a washer in there. I just didn't see it. Yep. All right. Okay, cool. Anyway, installation is complete. See if we can actually tighten this now. I'm gonna just use my hand first and see if it actually go in and start tightening. All right, which it did, I think. And once you've finished tightening it, 17 millimeter, they said just go over 60 degrees. Also on the other side, you're gonna use a regular wrench and just hold a little pressure. And let's tighten this. And that's pretty much all you need. Now it's sitting there perfectly. This is a little dust cap. Just make sure you don't lose it on the other end. Just pop it back in there. And we are finished with installing the micro spline Shimano Freehub on the TRS Race hub. This hub should be made after 2018, so I would assume this is 2019 year model and up. And this is how you're gonna install it, okay? And it actually looks quite nice. Now let's test the 12-speed cassette that I got, which is the whole purpose of getting this 12-speed. First part. There is a larger tooth right here. Again, I'm going to use the existing grease because I think this grease is kind of low viscosity and kind of runs nice. Just to apply generally across the whole free hub, so it doesn't bind like when I removed the HG hub, which is like super dry. It was not maintained properly. Okay. Now it looks about right. And I'm also gonna put the grease on the inside of the cassette. Apply liberally. Okay, now let's install the first part. Let's see. Don't know what to expect, but let's find out. Align the widest part with the widest part. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, let's get the rest of the tooth installed. There are some washers, so definitely be careful. And I would think it will be easy from this point on. More grease, of course. Got a little foam piece in here. There we go. All right. Aligning the widest tooth, and I'm just gonna piece them in there one by one. You have a very thin washer. Some foam is still on my hand. All right, so this one. And the washer gets thinner and thinner. And this one. Wow, it's really thin. And where is the last two piece? It's right here. And this one is even thinner. It's crazy. and the very last one. So this one kind of goes in reverse and just stuck on there. There we go. Wow, it's really thin. The tolerance on those are incredibly small. Last step, again, don't forget your grease. I'm gonna grease this really well, so later on if I need to change anything, it will be easy to remove as well. Wow guys, I'm telling you, the tolerance on the 12 speed is incredible. All right, and we're just gonna install the cap. The cap seems to be a standard cap. Let's see, using the standard tool, exactly like how we removed it before, I think. There we go. And we're gonna tighten it to spec. Now the installation process is not any different than your traditional HG cassette. I would say it's almost the same. The only thing different is the amount of cassette and the kind of washers, and that's pretty much the only difference. So there we have it. We completely and successfully, let's zoom in, replaced the Freehub, and we also completely and successfully installed a beautiful 12-speed XT Dury cassette right here, 1051. This is going to provide more than enough gearing for here, Miami, Florida riding. It's pretty much all flat, so I don't think if I'm ever going to be using that 51 tooth, but in order to use a newer shifter set and replace the really old worn one, I went with a 12-speed. Anyway, I hope you guys found this video helpful, and if you have any questions or comments regarding the installation removal of the Freehub on the E.Thirteen TRSr Race, or the HG hub or the micro spline hub or the XD hub, feel free to ask me in the comment section down below. I'll try my best to help you answer your questions, okay? But in terms of the washers that you're going to be using, I would give you guys a link later on in the description, so you can click that link and get a correct reference for whatever you need to install whichever kind of hub that you need on the E13. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the trails. Ride safe. Take care.